Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Friday the 11th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning, fairly early-ish, I guess, late for as early as I went to bed, but I was in bed for way too many hours and my body is wrecked, so I had to pay for that. But my mind needed the shut off, I needed the extra sleep. I was up a few times, getting Bruce outside. I hear him trampling around, needed to be out, so got him out. No messes to clean up, which is always a good thing. But it still sucks when you come from that, you got a decent sleep going on, and you jump up and run outside to get your dog from pooping on the floor, kind of thing. So, kind of is what it is. There's a couple times I've actually been like, I'm just gonna shut the door and leave my living room and just clean the mess up, as opposed to having to jump up in the middle of the night, race him out there, kind of thing. But I don't, because I know it makes him feel bad when he ends up pooping on the floor, because he's not supposed to poop in the house. So, but had that, and then I also had middle of the night at some point, not sure what time it was, like 3 in the morning or so, whatever it was, my wife started screaming in her sleep. I was like, what the fuck? She's like screaming, help me. And I was like, what the hell? I wake up and realize that she's screaming and her sleep, not actually an issue. But I was thinking, damn, my thought was maybe her leg fell off the bed or God knows what. So found out she was having some weird dream that I guess earlier in the dream, her and I don't know who all, a bunch of people were out there, and my mom had got separated by like a fire in the road, and my mom had made it past the fire, and they shut the road down, so now they were separated out, and they got, that dream went on, and then she ended up somehow or another, she ended up getting lost, and they couldn't find her and stuff, and she was there with her ex-husband and her son, her youngest, and then she was screaming for help to find her, kind of thing and stuff. So apparently she's feeling lost in something right now, which I assume is the ability to do anything and being almost 100% dependent on people, because she can't drive, she can barely walk, she can't do hardly anything stuff. She has to have help to get out of the shower, has to help her everything. So my guess is she's feeling lost in life, which is why she's screaming out help, that she's lost in her dreams too. So kind of sucked, but we gave her a hard time after we got her calmed down. I said, yeah, just so everyone was to hear is his wife screaming out her ex-husband's name in bed. And she laughed. She said, oh, I was lost, or they were lost. I couldn't really tell in the dream which it was, and who knows. So it was kind of an interesting little chuckle at that, but got back to sleep fairly quickly, and not perfect, but I got back to sleep fairly quickly, and I got a lot of mental rest, but my body paid for it. So I got up, got the dog fed, got her taken care of, got her all set up. She's at like a little office in the living room out there getting a bunch of work done. So I kind of back and forth, in and out, to run back and forth from the printer and stuff. We ended up having to print a bunch of checks to pay bills for her work. And the way it's a weird setup, the way the checks got loaded in. I guess it was printing them out backwards in the back order, and we kind of back and forth. We got it all figured out though, and got it all done. It's just such a tedious BS of work from here, when at her shop it's all set up, it's all done, set up perfect. She knows her printer, she knows how everything works, and everything's all synced together, so it's all good. But she couldn't get the printer to print anything at all in the beginning. She had to call their tech company that they basically commissioned to answer all their tech questions, and somehow or another their system wasn't registering the printer again, which I'm wondering if it wasn't part of their security, is they gave it permission, but they might have gave it like a temporary permission to work with that system and that Wi-Fi, because they assume, maybe they know she's going to be out that long, who knows, I don't know what it was, but they were able to get it fixed, we'll get it running, so she's able to do that, and running back and forth. And I just basically hang around the house as much as I can, because I want to be there when she needs my help, because there's not much else I can do. And I'm getting stir crazy still, because I'm in that situation of, I don't have dogs here, because one, I turned down a bunch because I was supposed to be in Iowa this week, and then I turned down more because I don't trust him not to jump into her, knock her down and stuff. And even if she jump on her leg on the couch, she's sitting there with her leg up, have a dog jump on top of it, it's just not worth the money that I make on it. So her injuries put me out of work as well, basically. So luckily we got money, so it's not a big deal there, so not a concern. But it just is me sitting around twiddling my thumbs, and I really can't get into like a big project. I can't really start oh, I'm gonna paint my house, because then I'm wrapped up in that. I gotta stop to go help her and stuff, and it's just too damn hot to paint your house. I know it's time you're gonna paint would dry before you go to the wall, but just even power washing the fence and stuff. My power wash is so loud I wouldn't be able to hear her calling me if she needed my help and stuff and whatnot. So kind of sitting around with a bunch of nothing to do. So Ended up, they had that Maverick in that apparently was somebody else wanted and didn't want. They'd ordered it, didn't pick it up. I don't know what the hell it was. So went there to go look at it, and we show up. Finally find the salesman. I realized he didn't even like give me his name. He might have said his name, but I didn't register. He didn't give me a card, so I didn't know who it was. But I called him and said, hey, I was coming up. He goes, let me check, make sure it's still available. I'm like, well, I'm already leaving at this point, so who gives a shit? So drove over there and got there. Sign says sold in the window, which is kind of weird because it's not sold apparently, but it is what it is. So I wanted to drive it, got there to look at it, walked out. He had the keys for it, and it was the trimmer package also. Same color as the other one, but less stickers. I think the other one, somebody had put extra trimmer stickers on it because I've never seen them from Ford, so not sure what those stickers were about. But went ahead, I was like, okay. I kind of really, unfortunately, right now I don't want the trimmer because the trimmer is taller than the regular Maverick, and with her leg dicked up the way it is, I think it's gonna be harder for you in and out of it. But I'm like, let's go drive it, and it's $31,000 sticker, which is like $10,000 or $11,000 cheaper than the used one, which is kind of strange. But hey, like I talked about yesterday, I think it's the dealership's way of marking up shit without Ford yelling at them, so kind of have that to go with. But I went ahead and jumped in to drive it. Had 15 miles left. I only had 7 miles on the odometer, but 15 miles left in the tank. And driving a fuel pump low like that is super hard on it because it uses the fuel pump, it uses the gasoline in the tank to cool the fuel pump. So you guys are literally burning up a fuel pump on a brand new car. It's just so stupid. So, but I went ahead and I said, hey, let's take it for a drive. So we went and got a plate, photocopied my driver's license, all that fun stuff. We took off, headed out, and I said, I'm gonna run by the house. It's 11 minutes away. It's not that big a deal. I seen her stuff, and I wanted my wife to look at the color and see if she can get in and out of it. So drove over there, I called her and said we're on our way. So she basically parked out front. She came out and got her crutches. She came out, didn't have shoes on, which no big deal. She hardly wears shoes, but the concrete sidewalk was so hot it was burning her foot. So she got in the grass, and I went back in and got the wheelchair for her, brought her over, got her stood up, and tried to get her in the truck. And we got her into the truck, but it's not an electric seat, it's a manual seat. So for her, she had to push the seat all the way back, which is good. Push the seat all the way back to get her in so her foot will swing in there. And then trying to scoot the seat up. She's trying to pull the seat forward and stuff to reach the pedals. But the way the setup in these vehicles are now, the little floorboard area where like you rest your left foot area beside the brake is all built out because they want a nice little spot to rest your foot so it's more comfortable. When you're driving, you can put a little footrest there. Great, wonderful. Unless your leg's broke, your leg's forced to be straight out because her leg can't bend at all. And the way the seat's set up, the seat's tilting kind of back, and then the front of the seat goes up, so it gives you more like a recliner type feel, which is great. Unless again, you're as short as she is, she can't scoot back in the seat because when she scoots back, now her leg's sticking up into the dash. So it's like, oh goddamn, you gotta be kidding me. So I don't know what we gotta do. We might have to go buy like a junker car and just like pull the seat out and cut the brackets and tilt the seat, shade the foam out. I don't know what we're gonna do. So who knows? But she was trying in and out of and stuff. I'm like, this is everything you want in a truck, you know, if you want it, except it's an odd color. It's an Arctic gray or something they call it. It's like a weird taupey tan kind of color. But I'm like, worst case scenario, $900. I can get the whole truck vinyl wrapped any damn color you want to. And I even joked there. I said, if we can probably get your company to pay for the vinyl wrap and just put the name of the company, put Solus all on the side of the truck. And she goes, actually, might do that. We were kind of chatting about it and whatnot. So, but who knows? I said, it's up to you. If you don't want it, don't get it. If you want it, I'll bring it home right now. You know, like I'll go do the paperwork, bring it back, and we'll just go pick my bed up because I drove the bed over there and whatnot. And she's like, I don't know. I said, well, she goes, let me think about it. I said, think about what you want, but these are going pretty quick. And if we don't say yes, by the time we get back to the dealership, it'll probably be sold like tomorrow and stuff. You know, it won't last long. And she goes, okay, let me think about it. So on the way back, I texted her and said, hey, yes or no on the truck. 100% your call. I don't care. And she's like, no, I'm going to say no. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I basically put the truck, give him back the truck. We had to stop and get gas because I was like, he goes, we got a gas car. I said, that's not about driving over to let my wife see it. I said, I'll pay for gas. I don't give a shit. Like, I'll put a gallon of gas in that thing. Who cares? So she put gas in it. And we were down to 2 miles left when we got to the gas station. And he had the gas card from the company card. Put the squirt of gas in it, or he's out there for a minute and a half. As we're driving back, I look and it says we have 11 miles to go, which in that truck would have been a half a gallon of fuel at most. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? We get back to the shop, we have 3 miles left on it. I'm like, did you guys have a gas station here at the dealership? Like, you put gas in? Like, what are you doing? Like, why would you have any vehicle that low? But it's part of the thing. I know a lot of shops are like, oh, we'll also throw in a full tank of gas. I'm like, you should. Like, what the hell? It's $31,000 for this truck, plus all your delivery fees and all that shit. I'm gonna be into it for 40 grand by the time I'm out the door with taxes and all that shit. I should get a free tank of gas. What the hell? But no idea. Everybody's got a weird idea. So went and looked around and told him, I said, Al, I don't think the truck's gonna work for us, as much as I hate to say it. Because like I said, it would fit everything we wanted, but it is what it is there. So who knows? I thought about just going and buying like a full-size van, because it's got that cubby hole thing on the side where you step in. She just leave her left foot hanging down there and then drive off the right foot only. I'm like, actually that'd work pretty good, but I don't think she wants to drive around the van even for 2 months. So, but I did have the thought on the way back. I'm like, hey, what if, I wanted to go up to like there's an auto mall in Daytona. I thought, hey, my buddy I know who kind of bought into a golf cart rental business. I'm like, I wonder if he'd deliver me a golf cart up to the top of that auto mall, and then we could just basically drive the golf cart all the way down on the strip, and we could look at all the cars and stuff. We had to get in and out of the car, but getting her in and out of the car really sucks. So if I could leave it out of the golf cart, and basically she could step on and off it a lot easier than she would be able to the car, that'd be perfect. And I thought, well shit, what if I just rented the golf cart for the 2 months or whatever it is, we're gonna go buy a golf cart to have her drive it. Now, if it's raining like hell, she's gonna be screwed. But again, it doesn't rain that often here in the mornings, and it doesn't rain that often in the evenings when she gets on and off work. So that wouldn't be that big a deal. And I'm like, hey, that might work. So that would give her easy access in and out. The pedal's easy to reach, all that kind of fun stuff. And in Florida, you can get a license plate for your golf cart for like $900, I think, is probably what it costs. That includes, you know, whatever stuff to get registered. So I'm like, that actually might work. So they have some golf carts at the shop. I might even offer to say, hey, which one of these is your better golf cart that's got the most life left in it, you think? And we'll register it. I'll pay for all the registration on it, and the company name, whatever, I don't care there, but I'll pay for all the registration in lieu of rent to use the golf cart. She can drive to work every day, and then you guys can use it all around the shop like you do, and then basically she'll drive it home at night. So as long as they keep the battery charged on it, or we can plug it at night, I don't care. As long as she has no charge to get back home, I don't give a damn, you know. Then they would have a vehicle that's registered. They can drive to the parts store, they can do whatever on the golf cart instead of taking a truck all the time to like go get lacquer thinner or something. They need something simple. So, or even run and get lunch. So that might be a possibility as well too. Instead of buy a whole golf cart and register myself, just pay for the registration and use their golf cart. So they get the free registration and we get to use it for a few weeks. So who knows, we'll see what happens there. But we had that thought popped in my head as well. But I don't know. I told her to go buy like a Toyota Supra or like a Nissan Z car and something fun, and then just tell one of the guys at the shop that want to drive the car, they just have to swing by on the way to work, and they got to basically pick you up, take you to work every day, and then they can keep the car overnight and bring you back in the, you know, in the morning, pick you up, take you to work, after work, bring you back home. You just got to find something else, because there's a ton of guys that'd be more than happy to drive that, and depending on how she can get in and out of it. I still don't know how she can get in and out of one of those so very easily, because she's so, the leg doesn't bend, and it sounds like after the surgery her leg won't be able to bend either. So that really sucks, but it's going to make for a much more difficult choice in where we're getting for vehicles. But who knows, we'll figure it out eventually. Like I said, if I have to, I'll go buy a minivan or some shitty little Volkswagen station wagon or some crap for 3 or 4 grand, and then just, you know, convert the seat to make it work for her. But I don't know. Thought about the Tesla. I'm not sure how well they get in and out, but the problem that sucks is she's in such pain that driving around, even trying to get in and out, really sucks. So I went ahead and posted on Facebook, like, hey, who has a car that has a low seat height to the floorboard so the leg can stick out straight more? Because the truck, the seat's so tall that your leg needs to bend down in that position, and it doesn't work very well. So I told her the Vet would be a great version of that, but my Vet's old enough that the side part to get in is a pain in the butt, but the new Vets aren't that hard to get into. I say get that, or like even a Mustang convertible or Camaro convertible, whatever, a fun little car that you can still get in and out of, but you'll enjoy it once you're healed up and able to drive normally again, kind of thing. So who knows, we'll see what she has. But that whole stress, and it sucks because this is one of the things that I feel like that's something I could give service and help her out by finding the right vehicle and all that good fun stuff. But I have had yet zero luck and find something actually will work for her. Because I'm like, let's go buy a rat rod that has air conditioning, that has super low floorboard and easy to get out of, but she doesn't want to drive something like that either. So we'll figure it out. Because Z car's only like 40 grand for a base model Z car, so that wouldn't be that bad of a thing to have for a fun little toy car for her. And I'll keep the Focus, turn that into my truck, and then use that to haul people around. We've got to haul people in the back seat, but I don't know. She's like, oh, it's too flashy. I'm like, who the fuck cares? Drive flashy, have fun with it. But it's hard doing. So yeah, went ahead from there, got back, dropped the truck back off the dealership, drove home, had a couple other things really just hanging around there, went ahead and took care of all of her needs, and then went and got my run in, got out my run. She decided to take a nap, so she went and laid down, and I went for a run, got back, she was still sleeping. So from there I headed back out to the pool, got the pool cleaned out, all the leaves and stuff off it, and went ahead and floated around in the chair in the pool for a little bit while I smoked a cigar, about a half a cigar. Then she texted me and said that she was up and doing stuff, whatever. She's gonna be getting up. I said, okay, I'll head in then. So headed back in, about half a cigar in. So I headed back in, checked on her and whatnot, got myself cleaned up, got myself changed, decided to make dinner, and ended up deciding to kind of make a little meal. So I had a nice little meal prepped out that turned out really nicely. So we had ourselves a nice little evening meal. I did honey glazed chicken bites, I guess little chicken chunks, and tater tots. But I seasoned up the tater tots really well with different, like 4 different seasonings, and turned out surprisingly very, very good. So had that, watched an episode of Frankie and Grace and Frankie, I'm sure what it is, and watched that, and we hung out, and I headed back outside as she went to bed, and I hung out there, had finished off my cigar, hung out with the dog for a little bit, and then came in and called it a night. So that's all I got for right now, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.